are bonding or choosing to bond year after year. And yet, by the end of Onyx Storm, Azgaeth is now doubling their conscription rates. Why is that? Because power. And I think you can see evidence of this corruption in Navarre whenever characters visit other lands. So in Fourth Wing, whenever Violet followed Xaden to Corden, she notices these amber harvest fields, verdant gardens and terraces and fountains, just beautiful colors, which is in sharp contrast to the harshness of Navarre. And we know in Corden and other places around the world, they burn their dead, releasing their souls into the atmosphere. The Irid conversation in Onyx Storm was so interesting because they were talking about the harvest and the souls. When Andarna asked them if she passed the test and they said, you weren't being the one tested, Violet was and she failed. And Darna presses for a cure and they say, there is no cure. The only way is to change. Andarna argues back, if they trade their soul, surely they can get it back. And they say, it is not a trade. The soul is not kept by the earth as dark wielders steal its magic. That is saying that the souls in the earth are stolen directly by the dark wielders, aka human souls are power. They go on to say, the power exchange kills the soul one piece at a time, and death has no cure. In Fourth Wing Chapter 16, Xaden says, each time a dragon chooses a rider, that bond is stronger than the last. I truly believe that is because with each new bond a dragon takes on, they absorb the soul of the previous rider. They absorb that power. It makes you wonder if it's truly the dragon that possesses all of the power, or if that power was something innate in people all along. So this brings me to, why would King Tori and the Kingdom of Navarre lie? Why would the royal family bond its own people to dragonkind like this? In Fourth Wing Chapter 35 it says, it takes one desperate generation to change history, even erase it. And we learn that despite Navarre's 600 plus year history, that we only have tomes going back 400 years. So 200 years post-Unification Day, something happened that resulted in all of these secrets. I'm willing to bet that King Tori's ancestors likely entered into this corrupt bond with dragonkind to power themselves up against things like the venin. But I could be way off base about that. In Iron Flame, Lilith Sorengale had a really interesting line that supported a lot of this thought process. Chapter 64, as Mama Sorengale is dying, she says, as soon as my power, Aimzir's power, lives within the stone, fire it, raise the wards. Looking at how the sentence is structured in the book, it could be taken a couple different ways. It almost seems like she's trying to cover up for what she just said because she was referring to the power as my power and then tried to correct that by saying Aimzir's power. I mentioned I didn't think that all dragons were evil, and I think Taryn and Sigale are examples, and Andarna as well, of dragons that are kind and, like the Irids, value equality and peace and harmony. I think one of the reasons that Sigale was so upset when Xaden first channeled and became venin, remember she shouted, I chose you, because it was an act of betrayal against her. She picked him because she saw him as an equal, and by channeling venin power, he gave himself the edge. Now he has power over her. He could take her life if he wanted. He won't because he's Xaden, or I hope he doesn't. That balance of power between them got turned upside down. With the clear power dynamic between dragons and riders, it does make you wonder if, like people, that perhaps dragon also have a venin dragon kind. Either way, I'm really interested to see where this whole dragon bond is going to go, like what that means for Violet in Squad. So those are my thoughts on Navarre as a death factory. Let me know what you think, or if there were other things that you picked up on. I would love to hear them. And until the next one.